Hey guys, what is going on? We are here with another quick little live stream. Just wanted to jump on here to let you guys know that it's the last time for this year that you guys are going to get berries. If you need live plants, if you need uh, asparagus plants, horseradish, dahlias, it is the last time. So I wanted to do a live stream because I didn't know if there'd be anybody that would have any questions about live plants. If you'd have any concerns about getting live plants, shipped to you. If it was too late to get live plants. I didn't know if you guys might want to see what we have available. As you guys know, we do a lot of different things here at My Gardener. And one of our goals is to always encourage you guys to do more with your garden, have more fun, save money, and to really just take control of your food system. Because ultimately, we cannot control our food supply if we rely on somebody else. And it really hit home yesterday. Little side tangent, but yesterday I had to go to the grocery store and get some stuff because we were stocking up on groceries. Excuse me, sorry, stocking up on groceries for the week. And I went, and I don't know if you guys had this happen in your area, but it seemed as if there was a complete run on fruit and leafy greens. Let me know. Let me know in your area if you guys have had anything go on with that. I asked the produce manager at our local grocery store what was going on, and she said, "Well, I don't know." So I don't exactly know what was going on, but all I can tell you is that blueberries were completely sold out. You couldn't have found a blueberry if your life depended on it. The strawberries looked like death, and that's why, I mean, homegrown strawberries are just like the best by far. But they looked like death. Everything else that was good was picked over. The bananas looked like a whole herd of monkeys came in and just took them all. There was like 3 brown ones left. They were like all speckled. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy 3 brown bananas that are gonna be basically banana bread bananas in a day. There's no bananas. And we're talking like a major grocery store, like not a small grocery store. So then I was like, okay, whatever. Fruit must be just out of the question. So I went to go get salad greens because we do eat salad pretty regularly. And a lot of them do. I mean, we get a lot of our salad from our garden. Don't get me wrong. Most, I would say when we have greens and they're in season, 80 to 90% of our leafy green production comes from our garden. But uh, some of the stuff, because it's been so cold, a lot of the stuff is kind of still, I don't really feel comfortable harvesting from it yet. And so we were like, okay, well, let's just temporarily get some spinach. It's way past spinach season. So I said, let's just get some spinach. Spinach was wiped clean. Leafy green, like spring mix, wiped clean. I was like, what is going on here? This is crazy. So all of that to say, long-winded story, just to say, if you grew it yourself, granted, some of it might not be in season. Like it's not spinach season for us right now. If we planted spinach, it would just go to seed. It's way too warm. But if you grew it yourself, you wouldn't have to worry about if it's at the grocery store or not, and the quality is always going to be the best. So, yes. So all of that is to say, plant some berries as well, because we have a lot. So every year, a couple different seasons, and a lot of you that have been watching the channel for a long time know that we do several seasons. We have what we consider our seed season. That extends from we always have seeds for sale, but our busy season for seeds is right around November through about May to June. After about June, things start to kind of drop off with seeds. People have their gardens started already, even though there's a lot of seeds you can still be planting even in June, believe it or not, for a fall harvest. So, but we do have a lot of seeds that are usually available in June, but those kind of dwindle. We also have berry season. We call it berry season. We have asparagus, which is not a berry. We have it's technically a vegetable. We have horseradish, which is not a berry. Again, technically a vegetable. We have dahlia tubers, which is, just a flower, right? Not a berry. but we call it berry season because we have blackberries, we have blueberries, we have raspberries, we have uh, we have elderberries, we have strawberries. If I didn't mention that already, checking phone a friend. Did I say strawberries already? Strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, elderberries, all the main ones, the main berries. So we have those for sale. And that is a very fast season that usually extends from about mid to late March through about the end of May. It's a very fast season, in and out. So we have that season. We also have what we consider our fertilizer season. Now, fertilizers, just like trifecta and stuff, we always have that available, just like seeds. But there's a kind of a season when people are like, "My garden needs food," and so I'm filming in the garden or I'm at the warehouse. Those are usually like during fertilizer season. That's where I'm found. We're mixing up our fertilizer, making it up, bagging it up, getting it out to you guys, and that's a hectic, crazy season as well. And then the final season that we have is what we consider garlic season, and that is usually from about early September through about early to mid October. Again, a very fast season. It's in and it's out. It comes in from our farms that we partner with. We get it in, we catalog it, we sort it, and then we get it out. And so our seasons are pretty, our seasons are very, sequential, and that's great. It keeps us busy, helps you guys, look forward to something, get excited about something. But but our berry season this year has been crazy, so crazy. We ordered way more than we normally do, way more. We pushed the boundaries by probably 2x from what we normally will do, and we did that with the sole intent of just kind of seeing what was out there in terms of demand, in terms of interest from you guys. And so we do have a decent amount left over that normally right about now we're pretty much sold out of everything. However, this year is a lot different. Um, we have pretty much almost everything still in stock, with the exception of a few varieties. And we were doing a couple other really cool things that I want to show you guys that you might not know about. Um, so I wanted to take a quick second here to highlight. Let's see. Uh, Christina Pina asked, "Do elderberries grow in Central Texas?" The answer is yes, they can. They won't love it though because they prefer a little cooler climate, but they can survive. I know. So I know northern Texas is like northern Texas and Oklahoma is really where I know to be kind of the bottom of the threshold. But obviously, depending on where you're at, do your research. They do like colder temperatures. They do need some winter weather to kind of reset themselves. But I would say personally, if it were you and you wanted to try them, it's a very inexpensive lesson, right? That's one thing that I've always said is that people will always ask me, is this good for me in my area? And I say, look, if you absolutely cannot afford to make a mistake, if you cannot ever afford to lose a plant, you probably shouldn't be gardening because you're going to lose plants eventually at some point. I've killed so many plants, but the cost of like a strawberry, especially for my gardener, is a very, very cheap lesson to learn. You're going to spend $5, $7, and you're going to say, well, didn't grow well in my area, or wasn't the right variety for my area. Lesson learned, right? Lesson learned. Because the thing is that we don't have crystal balls as gardeners. I don't have one, at least. And I know a lot of people will ask me as if I do have one. And my policy has always been, unless I know for certain, I can't say, and I'm not going to say, because there's so many different growing, climates, growing zones. It's a global thing. I mean, we're growing gardens all around the world here at My Gardener. And so, you know, I I don't know what the average coldest temperature is in, you know, East Queensland, Australia. Like I don't have an idea. I've never been there. So it'd be very out of place for me to say for certain on something, right? So Yes, so I think so. And elderberries are sold out. Elderberries are one of the ones that are sold out. There's a couple strawberry, I think 1 or 2 strawberries that are sold out. Just check the website. We have lots in stock. I want to go through what they look like. I think a lot of people want to know what they look like. I've seen a lot of people say, show us what they look like. So I'll do that. I'll periodically jump in. I'll answer some questions. My time is your time. We're hanging out here for a little bit. And plus Taylor is editing up our video for the day, which is about interplanting, intercropping for a variety of different uh, methods and reasons. Very good episode. I'd recommend checking it out when it gets up. So for those that are watching on Facebook, it's going to be up on YouTube later at some point today. If you're watching here on YouTube, it's going to be up where you're watching sometime later today. So make sure you just kind of stay tuned. So let's check out the berries and then we'll answer some questions. And like I said, we're just kind of hanging out until Taylor's done editing. So, which by the way, quick side note, shout out to Taylor. Taylor has been now with us for how long, Taylor?
Like December?
Since about December-ish? Yeah. So for almost 6 months, Taylor's been our kind of go-to videographer and video editor. She went to film school, right?
Grand Valley, yeah.
Grand Valley for videography and video creation, right? Yeah. So way more talented than I am. Way more talented. So if you've noticed a huge difference in quality, that's all Taylor. So yeah, so make sure you guys give Taylor a huge thank you because yeah, I mean, I know my limits. I'm a great gardener. I'm not a great videographer. I'm not a great editor. Like I'm well aware of my limits, right? I think that's safe to say. So let's check out these berries here. I'm going to kind of go through the differences between them. And I will say the berries are on sale for a limited time. Behind us is our calendar. I'll get into cutoff dates in a second. I'm going to show you what these look like because the reason why we're cutting them off is because we want to make sure that we're sending the highest quality stuff to you. We know that because a lot of these plants are bare root. Well, they're all bare root technically, except for blueberries. When you get blueberries or when you get berries that are bare root, any plant that does not have soil has a life expectancy. And we want to make sure that you're getting the highest quality stuff possible because we put our name on it. And when we put our name on it, we take that very personally to make sure that it's going to grow well for you, produce well for you. It's going to help you to grow a healthier, happier garden. And so we have a cutoff, and the cutoff is coming very quickly. Doesn't mean that the berry plants are declining in quality that we're sending out. It just means that we don't want them to decline, so we're doing a cutoff, right? They are amazing quality until the cutoff point in which I don't want to send them anymore. So I want to make a very clear distinction there. They are also on sale too, so you can get them now. If you want to save some money, you can get them now. They are there's a variety of different discounts based on how much you get. So starting with the blackberries. So they come like this. They come as a plug. They're a plugged plant. This variety is the Chester. It's a thornless variety of blackberry. And you'll notice beautiful, absolutely beautiful growth here. Lots of new growth. So, hey, Cindy, are you you're not gonna say hi in the live stream?
Hi, internet.
I don't think they heard you though because it's the microphone. You should come a little closer and say hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Only Triple Crown is left in stock.
Okay, so only Triple Crown. I'm told only Triple Crown is left in stock, but this is what they're gonna look like. Basically they come in a plug. They come packed in sawdust, and then when they get to you, you're gonna plant them in the ground, and they look incredible. So the plugs are a little different than your standard bare root plant because the plugs are actually a rooted cutting. They're actually going to be far more developed with their root system, and the growth is going to seem smaller, but it's actually going to grow very fast for you. These are rooted cuttings, so these are not quite the same as a dormant plant. These are actually already alive and leafing, right? What we're selling typically is a dormant plant. It means it's asleep. You soak it in water, get it in your garden, and within a couple weeks, it's going to start to spring forth life. And so these are not dormant. They're going to come already kind of leafed out, and they look incredible, you guys. Absolutely incredible. Lots of beautiful growth in there. Tons and tons of beautiful growth. So that is how the blackberries arrive. Again, they come in a plug. Now we have the horseradish. So horseradish comes in a pack of 3 roots. When you get them, they get 3 roots, 3 root fragments, I should say. And those will basically give you a infinite amount of horseradish. Plant them somewhere where you want them to go crazy. They will absolutely go nuts in your garden. They will completely take over a space, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. But if you like horseradish, this is the way to go. This variety is known as tall top or top big top. Yeah, big top. I knew something top. Big top horseradish. This is what we actually have in our garden. We planted this in our garden about 3 years ago. It is crazy. It still grows back. It gets bigger every year. So this is a great way to go if you're interested in getting some horseradish started. A lot of people have asked me where to get horseradish, and generally I find the best place to get it, if you know, and my gardener is obviously gonna be the best place because we have the best price and we have really high quality. But the only other way that you can really get horseradish is if you go with little horseradish plants. And the problem with horseradish plants is that a lot of times they don't propagate the actual root fragments. Like these are chunky, hefty, really nice roots. Nothing's happening to these. They could be neglected, deprived, and forgotten for like a month. You plant them in the ground, they're going to rehydrate and regrow. That's how they're that resilient. When you see the little horseradish plants in the greenhouse or garden center, those are known as they do what's called it's a tissue culture. A tissue culture means they take a part of it could be a stem, it could be a leaf, and they root it in the ground. If you neglect that and it dies, it is done. So this is going to be like, I've always suggested going with roots because of the fact that you can neglect them, and that root fragment, as long as that root fragment can actually produce growth, it's going to do way, way better for you. So that's a really important distinction between roots versus plants. Um, let's see here. So not sure says, I'm in Michigan, and does this guy have a storefront somewhere? Yes, this guy has a storefront. We're located at 1426 Oakland Avenue. That is 1426 Oakland, if I can spell, in St. Clair. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. So we are located at 1426 Oakland Avenue in St. Clair. We do have a storefront. You don't have to come in to buy these. We ship these. Very important. So a lot of you are wondering if we ship these. We do ship. We ship these. We cannot ship them to Canada. We cannot ship them to Mexico. We cannot ship them to Europe. We can ship them within the United States. And so if you are someone within the continental United States, you can check it out on mygardener.com. We can ship it right to your door. Yes, we do have a storefront, and yeah, you're totally able to come check it out if you want. You can also do online ordering for in-store pickup too, which is kind of cool. So you can actually place the order on our website. We pick it for you. We send an email when it's ready to be picked up, and then you can just come and grab it. So it's kind of like a pharmacy pickup window, which is great. Yeah, we don't have the drive-through. True, but maybe someday. Maybe someday we'll get a drive-through. So now strawberries. So this is what a lot of you have been getting these. These are bare root strawberries. They come basically as a bunch. It's a huge old root ball. And then when they grow, you'll notice some of the growth. They're absolutely beautiful looking plants. These are great. They're packed in dry pine shavings to kind of absorb any excess moisture that might be in the bag, and then give it back as the plants dry out. They give back some of that moisture to kind of keep almost like a little mini greenhouse for the plants to stay healthy in. And when you get these, Again, they're bare root. You're going to get them and you're going to plant them in the ground right away. If you're further north than us and it's not past your last frost date yet, still get them in the ground or get them in some type of dirt, because it's definitely important that they don't dry out and die. If you're further south and you're already gardening, that's fine too. You know, one of the biggest questions we get from all of you, I would say most of you, not all of you, is if you know if it's too late, right? Is it too late? I saw that come up. I can't. Yes. Oh, right here. Yeah, right here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Is it too late to plant strawberries in the South? This question, nothing wrong with this question. There's no such thing as a dumb question whatsoever. But I don't exactly know where this idea comes from. I think it's more of a fear than like a myth. If you're further south, you're even more fine. It's just about the threat of frost that a lot of people are concerned about. If you're already into your growing season, and let's say you already have tomatoes growing and heck, your tomatoes are already flowering in your garden, you can take bare root plants and put them in your garden. You just got to make sure you water them regularly, keep them out of really harsh sun. You can put some shade cloth over top of them. You can risk it if you want. That's fine too. It's not going to be the end of the world. I don't think it would kill them, but generally you want to plant them on kind of a cloudier day or slightly overcast day, so they kind of get acclimated to their growing conditions. Give them some good water. They're going to be fine, absolutely fine. I just got a message from a sweet viewer of the show that sent in a picture of her strawberries that she received last week. She put them in her garden. She's in South Texas, so I don't know where you're at. This person that commented here, or life, but she's in South Texas. She's around Corpus Christi. She had beautiful. I mean, they were so full. They were all leafed out. They looked just incredible. And again, that was about a week ago. And in Corpus Christi, Texas, they're already getting 80, 90-degree weather and tons of humidity. So if she can do it, anybody else can do it too. Not a problem at all. So definitely not too late to get strawberries in the ground, or really any bare root plant. So if you're on the fence and you want to try them, definitely give them a shot. So how they come to you is in a 10 count bundle, or we have a 25 count bundle that's known as the homestead bundle. That is going to be basically, well, they come in one bag, but it's 25 plants in a bundle. So these are 2 10 count bags, right? So you're going to get 25 plants. There's also an additional discount because you're getting more plants. So you get a homestead bundle. That's going to be 25 plants. And then we have what's called the farm bundle. Now, the farm bundle does not come in one bag, but I got one bag here of 100 plants to kind of just give you a visual of how many, this is crazy how many plants you get. This is 100 plants. This is the farm bundle. It is essentially 4 bundles of 25, basically. It's 4 times the homestead bundle. And this is going to give you an incredible deal. I mean, this really is by far the best bang for your buck anywhere. And that's the farm bundle. And so you can actually save a ton of money by getting more plants of the same variety. So you're going to be getting 100 Sparkle, which just happens to be my favorite strawberry variety. Side note, love Sparkle. I think it's one of the most underappreciated, underloved, underutilized variety of strawberries. And it's the best. We put about 60 plants in our garden, and I am longing for the day that I get to go pick more Sparkle strawberries. So a couple U-pick patches around us have Sparkle, and they're like our go-to when it comes to strawberries. They're so incredible. Sparkle, Galetta, both do really, really well for us, but all the varieties are going to do well. That's why we picked them. We don't carry varieties that we find don't really do well. And also, Early Glow. Yes. Yeah. So Early Glow is another one that we have a lot on hand, a ton on hand. And sometimes we carry varieties that we love, right? But we don't know if other people are going to love them, right? And that's fine. But Early Glow is another one. We have lots of strawberries still in stock. We ordered a ton, probably more than we maybe should have. But our overzealousness is your gain. So us wanting to grow big or go home is your gain. So, yeah, so we do have lots of strawberries in stock, and definitely go check them out for sure. You can save a ton of money with those. Now, I want to talk about, let's see here. I want to talk about asparagus. So this is the asparagus. We have a very similar package going on here. Again, so this is bare root. You can see all these beautiful, like these are huge. These are massive plants, by the way. Like these are, the strawberries are 2-year-old plants. We have some in the greenhouse that are actually flowering and fruiting, which is just nuts. I wouldn't expect it. I've seen a couple people ask if you're gonna, if should I expect fruit the first year? No, you should not expect fruit, but you might get some. This is 2-year-old asparagus. These plants are behemoth in here. These come in a 4 count. The asparagus come in a 4 count, or we have a homestead bundle, just to again save you some money if you want to buy a lot of plants. A homestead bundle is going to be 16 plants. So we have the that, and then do we have the farm bundle for? Yeah, we don't have a farm bundle, so we don't have the next size up for the asparagus, but 16 plants is still a really, really great deal. So these are going to come bare root again. Get these in the ground ASAP. You're going to notice they're already starting to want to get out of these bags here. So they are looking great. They are growing like crazy. We're going to ship them to you and get them out. So make sure you get them in the ground ASAP. Next is raspberries. So we have got here, this is a true dormant plant here. You'll notice it's just starting to kind of break dormancy. Some of the roots are forming, you can't really see them on here, but some of the roots are starting to break dormancy slightly, but you'll notice the cane looks dead. We get a lot of people that will order these canes, and they look phenomenal this year, you guys. The plant size is absolutely gargantuan. I think these are probably, if I had to guess, guaranteed 2, probably 3 to 4-year-old plants. The canes on here are really great. They will vary. You'll have some that are slightly smaller, some that are slightly larger. Plants are like snowflakes, guys. So it's not like your water bottles that are put on an assembly line. They're not all going to look exactly the same. They're going to have some variation. But the plants look incredible. They are bare roots, so they're going to come like this with, again, no soil in the bag. That's how we can ship them across state lines so conveniently, is because there's no soil. There's nothing. There's no hitchhikers that are going to, hitchhike a ride to another state. So they're wonderful plants, super healthy, very mature, and they look great. But we get a lot of people that say, my plant looks dead. Well, yes, it does look dead. Every tree in the spring looks dead. But once they come out of dormancy, every tree doesn't look dead anymore. And so these are a dormant plant. What you want to do when you get these is soak them in the water for about 2 hours. You're going to soak them in the water for 2 hours and then plant them. And then eventually, when the weather gets warm enough, they're going to come out of dormancy and they're going to look incredible. Let's see here. How do we order? So if you want to order, Melissa, or anybody else that's interested in ordering, first of all, thank you so much for supporting us, for entrusting your garden with us, but also for helping keep free content for everybody. Our seed shop helps fund our YouTube channel. If it wasn't for our YouTube channel, or if it wasn't for our store, our YouTube channel would take a back seat, because that something has to make us money. we're not a nonprofit, and I don't want to be homeless. So, and neither does the 26 people that work with us want to be homeless. So, so your support helps make all this amazing magic happen. And if you want to help make all this amazing magic happen, yourself and your friends and your neighbors and your coworkers and even your dog and cat can go to migardener.com and just go to the dormant. There's a dormant plants tab, and you click that. You're going to find all of those there. And so I can even show you what to go to. So I'm going to, let's see here, try to share my screen. All right. So you're going to go to oops, if I can spell. Goodness. There we go. Oh my gosh. I got fumble fingers today. Wow, you guys. I'm used to a Mac and I'm on a PC and it shows. Okay. migardener.com. you're going to see this beautiful page here. This is our home page. Welcome home. And let's see here. Okay. And so on this page, you're going to see our beautiful blog. You're going to see our downloadable catalog. This is our PDF catalog. We don't have a physical catalog. We have a digital one. You can check out our catalog, some favorite varieties. We kind of change these out, kind of give people something to get excited and read about. We have some new products that we're excited about, new seeds that are new, our sticker collections, things like that. We partner with local artists and do some fun stuff like that. So this is our homepage, but you'll notice here, this little slider goes through. This has some kind of cool things that we want you guys to check out. However, you go to shop, see right here, dormant plants. Bingo. And you can go and you can shop to your heart's content when it comes to, anything that you could imagine that's a dormant plant is going to be here. Like, look at all these amazing varieties. All these amazing varieties. We have most of these. I'd say 80% of these, 85% of these are still in stock. So with the cutoff coming very soon, if you want to get them, I'd get them now. I would not wait. Under any circumstances, I would not wait. I know the elderberries are sold out. I know that the rhubarb is sold out. This tag here says new, which is why it does not say sold out. We're going to be changing that very soon. So these are new this year. They sold out very fast. But yes, we have those. But there are lots and lots and lots of varieties that are available. Dahlias as well. Look at these beautiful dahlias, you guys. Gorgeous dahlias. This is one of my favorite dahlias, Vancouver. Absolutely beautiful. But we have tons of strawberries, tons of raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. So Seascape is one of the varieties that is sold out. Seascape strawberry. It's an ever-bearing variety. So basically all we have left are June bearing. But in my personal opinion, for Michigan and the northern climates, June bearing is what you want to go with anyways. If you're further south or if you're on the coasts and it's warmer, ever-bearing is great because it's going to give you fruit all season, but less fruit. It's going to give you little spurts of fruit versus June bearing. It's all at once. It's kind of like an indeterminate tomato versus a determinate tomato, right? Like indeterminates just give you fruit all season, but you're getting kind of a small snack. So you need more plants if you want a bigger harvest. Whereas with like a determinate tomato, it's everything all at once, right? So it's like the equivalent of June bearing strawberries. So that is where you go to order. If you want to check out migardener.com, you can do that. And you don't even need a coupon code. I sent a couple of people ask if you need a coupon code for the discount. You don't. There's no discount, no coupon code needed. It's already discounted. So feel free to go check them out. We put that on there just to reduce any confusion and headache. It's literally just, hey, we want them to go to a good home because we definitely ordered a few too many. Now, I did want to show you so this is what they're starting to look like. So not many are looking like this, but this is why, again, the calendar I'll get to, because these plants here, so these plants are starting to grow. They're coming out of dormancy. This is not a bad thing. This is natural. This will happen. But obviously we want this to happen in your garden. But the quality, it shows the quality. These are healthy and happy. And also there's one growth point here, but the amount of new growth down here is insane. Most of the time your growth is going to come from the root system. Old canes don't typically produce a lot of new growth. A lot of them are going to the bark will kind of peel away. They'll just get kind of old. I'll show you an example, because you can get a homestead bundle if you want to save some money. And you'll notice some of this bark here is starting to peel. That is very normal. We get that a lot too. The bark is peeling. Does that mean my plant is dead? No, it doesn't. It just means it's an old cane. As plants get older, it's basically doing away with the old growth so that it can produce more new growth that's vibrant and healthy. And so a lot of that growth is going to come from this giant root ball down here. You'll notice, I don't know if you can see that right there. That is new growth right there. So the plants are producing that new growth on their root system. Those new growth points will create new canes. Those new canes in 2 or 3 years will look like this, but these plants are very well established. I would not say guarantee you're going to get fruit, but with how established these plants are with 3 to 4 year old plants, I would say there's a high probability of getting fruit your first year. So still not guaranteed, but very high probability. So we have with raspberries, we have single plants. We have the homestead bundle, which is a bundle of 5 plants. And then we have
10 plants.
sorry, 10 plants. 10 plants. And then we have a farm bundle of 25 plants. Yes. So the farm bundle is going to, again, just like strawberries, is going to be your biggest bang for your buck, but they're all the same variety. So you're going to get, if you get Ann and you get a farm bundle, it's going to be 25 Ann raspberry plants, which for some people, if they got this face, is not a bad thing. Ann is one of my favorite varieties. But you're going to save a ton of money by getting more plants. But if you only want to get 1 or 2, you can definitely get 1 or 2. Or if you only want like 1 of each variety, you can do that too. So that is the raspberries. And then finally, Garden State Gardener, I just ordered 36 asparagus plants. Woo, thank you. Helping them go to a good home. Like I said, you guys are saving a ton of money right now because with the clock ticking, we got to get them out. So the final thing I want to say is blueberries. So blueberries come in a pot like this. This is a 1 liter pot, 1.5 liter pot. Yeah, I wanted to say quart, but it's liter. Nice, huge root ball. These are absolutely amazing, super well established, and you'll notice they're growing. Not all of them are growing fully like this, but I picked out a good one to kind of show you. They are going to come dormant to you. There might be a few growth points here or there, but they're going to burst forth when you get them out in the garden, get them in some beautiful sunshine. They're looking great. So these are the blueberries. Now the blueberries are about a 2 to 3 year old plant. I would not expect fruit this year. I saw a couple had some flowers on them, but you're only going to get like 1 or 2 blueberries your first year. If they actually had flowers, 1 or 2 blueberries, enough for a little treat. The next year, you're definitely going to probably get some fruit. Still is going to be fairly small. But again, these blueberry plants are going to live to be 15, 20 years old. So your time horizon has to be further out than like, I want fruit this year. That's why I would suggest if you're someone that is anxious, it's okay to be anxious. I would do strawberries because they're going to fruit the fastest and the soonest. And they're also going to be, mature, and they're going to produce runners that are going to produce future plants the fastest. Blueberries are kind of a long tail. They are, 2 or 3 years in the garden. And then eventually on, year 4, year 5, they're going to give just an absolute abundance of fruit. And I have seen plenty of people, because we've been doing this now for, I want to say this is our 5th or 6th year doing berries. We have had several people that we did blueberries last year for the very first time. And several people have wrote in, and their plants are already, huge plants. And so they grow really fast. They do not stay small for very long. And so there's always something to kind of keep you excited in the garden. Do you offer a bundle with blueberries? No, we don't. We don't offer a blueberry bundle because they're really big pots and they're very heavy to ship. And so if you want to buy that many, the shipping will be a little more expensive. They're on sale as well. So they're automatically going to be on sale. But there also is not that many of these in stock. There's way more, like there's some varieties have a decent amount in stock.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, so 3 out of the 5 have good stock are the other 2 sold out? Yeah, so there's 2 that are sold out already. So we couldn't really justify putting them on a really super steep discount just because they're going to be selling out. I would say, yeah, there's only 2 left in stock actually. So by the time you get your hands on these are going really, really fast. So they're all getting out though. So now that I've gone through, I kind of showed you what the plants look like. They are incredible. Again, I would not put my name on them, well, our name on them, if it was not for the quality and just what I think you guys are going to be receiving as great quality plants. Um, in the event, that you do receive a plant that either does not make it in transit or does not take well in your garden, we do have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. I want to let everybody know that because it's something that not a lot of companies will do. We always have really prided ourselves in being different than everybody else, and we're different in a lot of ways. But one way is just how we take care of you guys, because you take care of us. So it seems only fitting that we take care of you as well. If for any reason you need to have a plant either resent or refunded, we can do that. As plants are dwindling down, though, it's probably going to be a refund rather than a resend. And that will happen. I mean, we're sending a plant without any soil in it. If it happens to get lost in the mail, I can't control that. It is fairly rare, doesn't happen all the time, but obviously to say it never happens would also be a lie, right? I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. And so a lot of people are fearful over ordering plants online because it's like, well, what happens? Well, we stand behind them. Just like we do with everything else that we do, we stand behind them. There's a really special honor with putting the MI Gardener name on a product, because when we do, that's our stamp of approval. That means that we know that you're going to have a better garden. You're going to have more fun in your garden. You're going to save money when you support and buy an MI Gardener product. And you can trust that you're going to be respected on the other end as not only as a human, as you should be respected, but also as a fellow gardener, because we are gardeners first and we are business owners second, right? We're gardeners for gardeners. So you are going to be treated the way that I would want to be treated if it were somebody else's company. And that is what I'm really, really proud of. So now that I've kind of shown you guys the quality, I want to talk about the dates, the deadlines. Strawberries and asparagus are first. They are the first things to get cut off, and it is this Wednesday. So you have until the 24th. You have until the 24th of May to get your strawberries and your asparagus. That cutoff date is a hard cutoff date. We will not be selling any more plants after that point, because we want to make sure that what we are sending out is stuff that, again, we feel confident putting our stamp of approval on, right? And so we want to make sure that you're getting the best quality possible. So that is May 24th, hard cutoff on that point. Next is the rest. So the blueberries, the blackberries, the raspberries, the dahlias, the horseradish, anything else that I've somehow forgotten? I don't think so, because everything else is sold out, is going to be the end of the month, the 31st. So you have until Wednesday, May 31st, to get the rest of the stuff. At that point, we will cease plant sales. They'll be done for 2023, and they will not arrive again until spring of 2024. So if you are on the fence, if you want to save money, now is definitely the time to do it, because they're on the biggest sale that we're basically selling. So if you get the bigger bundles, if you get like the farm bundle of strawberries, we are basically selling them at below cost. We are just letting them go to a good home because we don't want them to die in our possession. So because we have so many of the strawberries, you are absolutely getting the best deal you're ever going to get. And so we're just kind of at this point, just kind of recouping the cost, because we already bought them from the farm. We have 2 farms we partner with. They're amazing farms. They do amazing things. They have great quality plants. And so we partner with them because we don't have a huge farm. We don't have enough farm hands to make all this magic happen. So they already got their money. These plants are bought. They're in our possession now. And so we just don't want to lose. We don't want to lose these plants. So now is by far the best time to save money. As far as regular bundles go, they're going to be a discount as well. But this is by far the best deal you're going to have. They're not going to be any cheaper than they are from now until the end of the time that we're selling them for. Let's see here. David, you should do affiliate links. We do have affiliate links. We do have affiliates. If you know somebody that would like to be an affiliate, you can reach out. You need to have at least 5,000 followers on either Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. Um, we don't do any less than 5,000 just because then everybody and their brother wants to be an affiliate. We have a really strict vetting process as well. I vet their channel, make sure that they promote things that we agree with, that we think everybody else is going to agree with, because obviously we want to affiliate with only the best types of people. And so we have a strict vetting process, and you can send your inquiries to contact at migardener.com, and we'll take it from there. So yes, we do have an affiliate program, and it is a great one. So any other questions? Yes, Sarah. Sarah says, I was surprised how good of a deal the strawberries were. Thank you. Yeah, now I will say, don't get yourself too spoiled. They're not normally this good of a deal because, again, we're not making any money on them right now. We just want to make sure they're going to a good home. So this is like our final push to say, if you want berries at a super steep discount, today till Wednesday is the day you want to get them. That's the time frame. Next year when we do them, prices are probably going to stay about the same, but the discounts will not be as steep, obviously, because it's not that late in the season. Do you want to bring me lunch? I'm going to be done here really soon. You want to say bye to them? Yeah, come say bye. Come say bye.
Bye. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
And a great week.
A great week ahead, yes.
Awesome. I'll see you.
Okay, so you're gonna go home.
Yeah, I gotta run because we're gonna be in the garden. We're gonna be filming. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So all right. So yes. So great question, Kasha. What plants can we buy in a bundle? So you can get strawberries in a bundle. You can get blackberries in a bundle. You can get strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, and asparagus in a bundle. Strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and asparagus in a bundle. Yes. Let's see. DJ says, do the strawberries grow well in humid climates, Orlando? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, we went to a U-Pick patch. It was a U-Pick citrus farm, and they had a U-Pick strawberry patch attached to it. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning strawberries. I don't know what varieties they were growing, but I do know that strawberries do grow very, very well in Florida, especially around the Orlando area, because that's actually where we were. So that is convenient. Good question. Let's see. Can cold hardy kiwis be propagated? I presume so. I've never tried it, but I presume they can. Yes. So many people still. You guys must be too late. So Cal says shows you're sold out of blackberries. Are you? So Triple Crown is the only one left. So if you see like Chester or Cato, those ones are sold out. We do not have any more of those. But Triple Crown is still a great one. I think that's also a really important distinction to let you guys know about. A lot of you say, well, it's the only one left, so it's probably the worst one. That's actually far from the truth. A lot of the ones that sell out the first are ones that we don't know if they're going to sell as well. The ones that are the best are the ones we usually stock more of. It's exactly the opposite of what you'd normally think. So like, for instance, with Sparkle Strawberry, it's one of my favorite varieties. I'm unapologetic about it being my favorite. It's single-handedly the best strawberry variety that I've really found. Galetta is a close second. Honey-O is probably a close third. They're all amazing. I mean, I like All-Star as well. I like Seascape. I mean, I like all of them. They're all good. But we carry a ton of the ones that I really love because when I talk about them, you guys say, well, I want that one. So that's why we usually carry more of those varieties, because those are the ones that I really talk up. The ones that are sold out are still really good. We just didn't have as much of them. So don't think that they're bad just because they're still in stock. They are still good. In fact, they're probably, in some cases, maybe a little bit better. Not to say that for certain, but in my opinion, they might be slightly better. Shonda asks, what are your favorite raspberries? You guys ask me this all the time. So, okay, so I have favorites for different reasons. My personal favorite is Anne. It's my personal favorite. It's the sweetest raspberry you're ever going to find. It is a fall raspberry. It is incredible, super sweet, super delicious, big berries. Only yields in the fall typically, but it is wow.
Your favorite red one, though.
Favorite red one. So there is a couple. So for instance, Killarney is a lesser known variety. I like it a lot because it was actually born and bred in Canada. It's bred for northern climates. So here in the US, we have obviously different growing zones, and a lot of people that are up north feel underrepresented. They're like, hey, well, what's for me? What's for me up north here? And they feel like all the love goes down south because it's warmer and there's longer growing season, and the winters are less harsh. And so people say like, what's for me? Killarney is for you if you're further north. If you're even someone like in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, it's not going to do bad for you. It excels in cooler climates. Great variety, very underappreciated, very, it's a sleeper variety, we call it. It's a variety that does incredibly well, but people just don't go to it because it's just a lesser known variety. It's a great one. There's also like I like all the raspberries. What's
Caroline?
Caroline?
Or...
Yeah, so Caroline, if you so a lot of you saw that we sold out very quickly of Latham. Latham is like your standard household. Latham is still there? Oh, okay. We do still have some Latham. Okay, so we have some Latham. It was sold out for a while, quite a while, because it came from our other farm that we partner with. And Latham is a terrific variety, but it sells out very fast. The twin brother, twin sibling to Latham is Caroline. It is by all accounts very, 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 very similar to Latham in fruit size, fruit flavor, yield. Basically everything about it is very similar to Latham. So it is a nice, beautiful, juicy red raspberry. Awesome. Another favorite of mine, though. What's up?
Caroline is the only thornless one.
So Caroline is the only thornless one. Correct. It's so a lot of your raspberries, like so. This one, yes. So this one is Anne here, and you'll notice there's like when I say it's like there's like little pickers, right? They're not thorns like roses. A very important distinction. All of our raspberries are like you wouldn't want to give them a hug, but they're not gonna brutalize you like a rose bush. So yes, but Caroline's a great one. I also really, really, really love the Latham variety. We have 2 Latham plants growing in our garden right now, and they're beautiful. Like they've never done me wrong. They always produce. They are always great. They produce in the summer as well as the fall, so they're awesome like that. The only downside with Latham that I could see, if there was a downside, because I just like to be honest with you guys, is that they do spread way more than your standard raspberry variety. All raspberries, not all, but say 99% of raspberries will spread somewhat from the roots. That's kind of how they grow. Latham does that a lot more than most. So if you've got a lot of space, Latham is great. But again, Caroline is kind of that twin sibling that I would go with for raspberries. Also, if you're making jam and jelly, just a side note, if you're making jam and jelly, Jewel is one that is such a sleeper variety for making. It's the domesticated version of like a black cap raspberry. It is so beautiful So incredibly beautiful. It's like a deep, deep, very deep, purpley, almost black raspberry. So incredible in flavor, but it makes, by far, in my opinion, one of the most superior jams or jellies that you can make with a raspberry. And that's because the seeds have a much higher pectin. There's much more natural pectin in the seeds of the jewel raspberry. And that's because it was actually crossed with a wild black cap strain. Black cap raspberries have notorious, I mean, they're basically all the seeds are what people use to make, like you just boil the fruit so much that it boils out, that brings out that pectin, and it helps your jam and jelly set to be, nice and firm. So if you're looking for a good variety for jams and jellies, that one is a great one. Jewel is phenomenal. And the production on it, I think, is probably the most productive raspberry. They're slightly smaller. The raspberries only get about as big as my thumb do, but they are wildly productive. So what it makes up for in fruit size definitely makes up in just yield. So that's really, really great. Let's see. How do I stop Japanese beetles on our grapevines? So Japanese beetles on any plant is not a great thing. We get them a lot in like early, I'd say like early August, sometimes like mid to late July, depending on the season. And what we do, if you've got kids or if you want to go have some fun, we go to the dollar store, go to the dollar store that you have in town, buy some cheapo butterfly nets, super cheap butterfly nets. It's by far the most fun you're going to have all day. Super effective. And all you do is you just go, you swoop them, just kind of smack the leaves, scoop them up, scoop them into the butterfly net. And then that way, because they're going to fly, they like to fly a lot. Get them off there and then take them and drop them into a mason jar of oil. It will kill them immediately. Or you can use soap. There's an insecticidal soap you can use. Dawn soap, or the one I've used is called Dr. Bronner's. It's a gray water friendly soap, so it's not going to be really harsh for the plants. You can spray them with soap, and that is also very effective, but less fun. So, so a couple different ways to control them. You don't have to use harsh chemicals on your Japanese beetles. Very, very easy to control. So we're going to do two more questions here, and then because we're almost at an hour, so we're going to go for about 3 more minutes and then sign off. So just to reiterate here before we get to those two questions, if you want to get berry plants, last day to get strawberries and asparagus is going to be this Wednesday, the 24th. Any other live plants we have, the last day, the hard cutoff day is the 31st of this month. So if you want to get them now. It's going to be the best deal you're going to get. You do not need any coupon code. There's no promo codes, nothing. They're already on sale. To keep things simple, you just throw them in your cart, check out, and we get them to your door. That simple. The other thing is, if you want to get them, go over to migardener.com, and click the Dormant Plants tab. That way you can go check out all the ones we have. And if they are sold out, you are going to be on the wait list for a very long time, till like March of next year. But you can always join the wait list, and then you'll be reminded next March when they come back in stock. So we are not going to be getting any more in until 2024. It is the last time that you're going to be hearing me talk about berry plants, because when they're done, they're done. So let's see here. So favorite variety of blueberry. So favorite variety of blueberry is blueberry. So blueberry is why I grabbed this one. Is they're all I tease. That's the one I grabbed was blueberry. All blueberries are going to have unique traits. They're all going to have unique traits. When it comes to blueberries, you have to look at the description. I cannot tell you which one is my absolute favorite because they do all have different traits. Some blueberries are far better for freezing. So yes. So the Blu-ray, for instance, has very high yields, incredibly high yields, but really large fruits. So for like fresh eating, I would go with Blu-ray. They're huge, honking, big, massive blueberries. In fact, here in Michigan, the Blu-ray is probably one of the you pick blueberries of choice. We go to one that's about 40. We go to a you pick patch that's about 45 minutes from here, and I know that about half of their farm is Blu-ray because it makes a great fresh eating. It's a very, very garden friendly, northern states friendly variety of blueberry. Um, it's going to do well as well along the coasts, East Coast, stuff like that. It's going to do well. It does need some winter weather, so it's not going to thrive in like southern Texas. You definitely want to, definitely want to get some type of winter weather. If you get a frost or a freeze, you can grow blueberries. So bless you. If you get a frost or a freeze, you can grow blueberries. But Blu-ray is going to give you huge fruits, great for fresh eating. Something like Jersey is going to be smaller fruits. There is throw out another variety. Blue Chandler. So like Chandler is going to be what's
Chandler's very big berries.
Chandler are very, very, very big berries. Yes, so very, very big. Chandler does slightly better on the coastlines though.
Longer period of harvest.
Yes, more prolonged harvest, right? So you want to read the descriptions. It's kind of like picking out a dog. Okay, if you have allergies, all dogs are beautiful. Like all dogs are gonna be beautiful, right? If you ask someone, what's your favorite variety of dog? They're gonna have their favorite variety of dog, but it's gonna be different than your favorite variety, or maybe it's the same. But maybe you don't like long hair. Well, then don't get like a Yorkie. Don't get a Yorkie. Maybe get like a short-haired pincher. I don't know. I'm talking about dogs.
Yeah, Australian Shepherd.
Get an Australian Shepherd, right? If you are allergic to dog fur, don't get a golden retriever.
Or a lab.
Get a lab. Get
Golden.
a golden doodle
Yeah.
or a Shih Tzu.
A poodle.
Um, we're stretching here. I know a lot of dog breeds, but
You don't know about them.
I don't know all about them.
I had a poodle.
So what I'm saying is that it's a very difficult question to ask because of the fact that blueberries are so unique in their characteristics that it's like if you want to go for a freezing blueberry, you want to go for a very flavorful, smaller blueberry. If you want to go with a fresh eating blueberry, bigger is better. There's ones that do better on the coast. There's ones that do better during, in colder climates. You have to read the descriptions for blueberries. I can tell you which ones I like. And like I said, I mean, they're all good. They're all good blueberries. But you have to pick out one that's going to suit well for your needs. And that is ultimately what the descriptions are intended for. We write the descriptions so that you can pick out something that's going to do well for you. So, yes. So that's my spiel on kind of the whole favorite variety dilemma. I can give you my favorite varieties, but it's tricky for me to tell you for sure. So we'll do one more question and then I'm going to sign off because I'm going to go hang out in the garden. We're going to plant some stuff. We're going to plant some spring stuff. We're going to plant some summer stuff. We're going to plant some zucchini, some squashes, some cucumbers. We're going to plant some more cabbage. We're going to plant some more kale, some bush beans. We're going to plant so much stuff in the garden. You guys are going to love it. So I got to get out in the garden. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's lots of conversations. This I won't really count this as the last question, but what do you think about boysenberries, Lawrence? The truth. Boysenberries are good. I'm they're great. We don't sell them though, but they're fine. Yes, this is a great point here. From Hard Styles says northern high bush, southern high bush. There are low bush varieties. That does great. So all the varieties we sell are known as a high bush variety. That means they're all going to be tall bushes. The low bush varieties are more like your wild blueberries, the ones that are super low to the ground. Those are ones you see like growing in like forests, and Maine produces the world's production of wild blueberries. So if you're looking for teeny tiny little itty bitty blueberry plants, that's not what you're going to get with these. These are high bush varieties. There's the rabi variety of blue. There's so many varieties of blueberries that you have to find out which one. You have to read the descriptions to find out which ones are going to grow well for you. All right, and so kind of another question here. What are your this won't be the last question because this doesn't really count as the last question. What are your St. Clair hours for pickup? So from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 10 to 2. So,
Not Memorial Day.
but not Memorial Day. We will be closed Memorial Day. Monday, Memorial Day, we'll be closed to give everybody a much needed break, myself included. We are open Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, but not Memorial Day. So the greenhouse will be open, the seed shop will be open, everything will be open. We're having a microgreens workshop, so there's stuff happening on that Saturday, but that's the only day. Yeah. So we are going to be open. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 2. But just make sure that if you want to just come into the store and grab a plant, you can come into the store and just grab a plant. If you place your order online for in-store pickup, wait for you to get an email. It'll send you an email saying your order is ready for pickup. Please don't come into the shop, because the thing is, if everybody did that, it'd be mass chaos. So just kind of pick what you want to do. So let's see. Okay. Okay, great question. I saw it. Okay, flew by here. So we'll answer this question. If you ask it again. Someone on YouTube. I didn't see Facebook, but someone on YouTube asked if these will do well in containers. So the answer is yes, but. Yes, but they will do really well in containers, but you want to make sure the containers are large enough. With strawberries, they don't need as large of a container. You could be fine planting your strawberries in like a 5 to 10 gallon container, and they're going to be fine. They're very resilient. They're very hardy. They're going to be fine. You are going to have to, probably replenish that soil eventually. But, if you want to plant strawberries, they're great in a 5 to 10 gallon container. They'll be totally fine. Your asparagus, they need like a wine barrel. They need a lot of soil, because if the root system gets too cold throughout the winter, they will not come back. They will die. They need a wine barrel, something really big and hefty, or take the plant into like an unheated garage or a shed, something to protect them from the really cold, harsh weather, or insulate them, like wrap them up with like leaves and a trash bag and keep them nice and warm, and they might do fine. But I would probably put them in a larger container for sure. Raspberries and blackberries, they are going to do fine in about a 15 to 20 gallon container. They're not going to thrive exactly, but they're definitely going to survive for at least probably 2 or 3 years. And then I would suggest upgrading them to, again, a wine barrel, because they're gonna want to get big and spread and bush out and be awesome. But you can definitely put them in a container. Absolutely. Horseradish, most certainly, because horseradish is going to spread. If you don't want it to spread in your garden, you definitely want it in containers. It's going to do super well in like about a 25 to 30 gallon container. Smaller, it'll do okay, but the roots get gigantic. So I know a lot of people will put them in about a 15 to 20 gallon container. They'll harvest the entire plant at the end of the season. They'll cut off the top, they'll wash the roots, and that's their harvest. They grow like they would do potatoes. So horseradish is great in containers. It's going to do phenomenal. And then the last one is blueberries. Blueberries do very, very well in containers. And the reason why is they like slightly acidic soil. So if your soil, like us, is not acidic and it's either neutral or slightly alkaline, it really helps to put them in containers, because that way you can amend the soil with something like sphagnum peat moss. The peat moss is going to increase the acidity of the soil, so they're going to thrive. They're going to do much better. Also, blueberries, you can put them in like a 15-gallon pot. They can go from this to a 15-gallon pot, and they can live in that 15-gallon pot for like 2 or 3 years. They're not going to be affected in the slightest. Because again, the root ball is really what you're worried about. How much space those roots are going to take up. You can go from 2 or 3 years in like a 15-gallon pot and then move them to a wine barrel where they can live the rest of their life. They can literally live their entire life in a wine barrel totally fine. Or you can go right from this to a wine barrel and be totally fine as well. So they do really, really well. They love containers, and you can keep them nice, and you can keep the soil nice and acidic for them, which is what they love. If you don't want to use sphagnum peat moss, you could use compost and then annually follow up with some powdered sulfur, and that works as well. They like that acidic soil. That's where they're going to thrive. So that is all of the time I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Again, get your berry plants. Get your berry plants. Get them. I feel like Eddie Murphy. I feel like Dr. Doolittle with all my plants around me. So get your plants. migardener.com. Get them now before they are gone. And we're going to go film in the garden. So make sure you stay tuned for later today. We're going to be uploading the video on I always want to say companion planting, but intercropping. We have an amazing video on intercropping coming out really soon. Make sure you check it out here on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, head over to YouTube and go check it out. So as always, thank you guys so much. Love you all, and grow big or go home. All right. Take care, guys.